Hey everybody, SimplySepe here, returning after a quite lengthy hiatus to Destiny 2. However, I have returned in hopes that I could provide some helpful advice in terms of getting to the lighthouse as an average player in the Trials of Osiris. Consider this a part 2 to my original video, and let's get down to the nitty-gritty content. You'll notice that I am running a Shadebinder Warlock, which is not typical with my previous videos where I'm running a Hunter. Hunter is my main class, while Warlock is my alt, meaning it's unfortunately my third. Out of all the classes, it is my worst class statistically. However, I've been playing and having a great time on Shadebinder Warlock. So I'm hoping to provide some overall specialized advice within this class and subclass, as well as some generalized advice that is helpful for the average player. Now, first and foremost, I can't stress this enough, Trials of Osiris is a survival type game mode. It does not matter if you run in and get the first kill every time. If you continually die, that does not help your team, because then the other team will always have better position in majority of the cases and will be able to get the res. So you'll notice here strategically, I need this guy to jump, so I throw my ability to get him to jump, and then I gun him down with my submachine gun. One big area of complexity, or I would say irregularity, that people don't like to accept within Destiny 2 is that Destiny 2 is a very ability spam based game. Gun skill, which is important, don't let me reduce the emphasis of that, is secondary to your ability builds. So take that for what you will, but you'll notice that a lot of people here get outplayed strictly for the fact that I have a very strong ability profile. So if you can, no matter what subclass you're running, make sure that your abilities are constantly working for you. So if you're a Bubble Titan that leverages walls to get reses and build your health, make sure that your strength is at 100 and tier 10. Same thing with, for me, I'm a Shadebinder Warlock for this video. I want to make sure that with my Osteomancy gloves that I have grenades as much as possible, so I make sure that my discipline is as high as physically possible so I can throw that grenade a lot more often. You'll notice that before many encounters, I use that grenade tactically to see where the enemy is. Especially if your enemy is aiming down sights, it can be imperative that you use tactics like that that allow you to get the first shot. That, such as a Titan wall or a rift that allow you to third person temporarily to see what your opponents are doing, are quintessential to winning rounds that you may not have won with just gunplay tactics. One thing I want to bring up is you'll notice in a lot of these 1v3s there is a specific strategy that I follow. You want to prioritize the reses. However, let's look at this situation. We're playing zone control and it's going to be a 2v1 momentarily. The appropriate play here would have been for both of them to sit in the zone because it was up and make me come to them. However, by going for the res, they gave me an opportunity to do a 2v1 instead of capping the zone. From a winning perspective, a win is a win and you should not care how you get it. It really does come down to, if you want to go flawless, use simple logic to make sure that you're able to win rounds and subsequently matches. In this 4v4, this one came down to composure. You'll notice that there is a bubble titan that will get his super momentarily. It is a very tense match. The one thing that I wanted to bring up around composure is I needed to make sure that one, I didn't get fusioned by that guy, but two, it's a 3v1 right now. We can't all run in, so I noticed that one of our titans is going to shield charge him out of his bubble, and I stay inside his bubble to protect myself from being killed by any type of volatility that my teammates would have incurred. Essentially what we want to do is maximize our risk tolerance by leveraging not only ability spam, but leveraging positioning. You'll notice that I take a counter angle to my teammates, again in hopes that they stay alive long enough for me to get a pick. In a majority of cases, unfortunately that's not the case, because people don't play their lives as much as they should in a survival type game mode. However, you need to just kind of work with what you're given, and really don't fret about it. It is a game. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. So again, you'll notice that I throw a grenade while that guy goes to use his weapon to gun me down, which in most games would be the appropriate play. However, in a game that's very ability heavy like Destiny 2, that's not the scenario / reality here. So what else can you do if you're having difficulty in Trials of Osiris? If you are an average player, you can follow your teammate or teammates around to make sure that they are, in essence, supporting you at all times. Here, I notice that I am about to get gunned down by an SMG, so I back off momentarily because in close distance, unless they completely whiff all their shots, an SMG of any worth will outgun a hand cannon, which I like to use to give myself a medium to short range of effectiveness. So we really want to make sure that we're self-aware. Right? That's a huge thing, not only in life, but in areas where you want to succeed, such as getting flawless in Trials of Osiris. And that self-awareness may be as simple as I am a average to less than average player. In that scenario, we want to make sure that we maximize our strengths while minimizing our weaknesses. Things such as staying in cover, which is a very simplistic tactic, and following your teammates if your gunplay is poor or your abilities don't regenerate as quickly as you would like, is pivotal in terms of winning these game types. It is a team game type, so no matter how often I'm able to get a lucky 1v3, it really comes down to supporting your team and working within a dynamic that needs to be incredibly fluid based on whom you matchmake with, because as a solo player, it's gonna vary greatly. So what I would say as some parting words of wisdom as this video comes to a close is just keep practicing these simple tenets, and eventually you'll become a better player and hopefully get in a position where reaching the lighthouse becomes closer and closer of a reality. Again, Guardians, this is SimplySepe signing off, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
The enemy team has fallen.